One team, all variations, max tickets, big, big damage. Huge shout out to Zima for this particular team. We have a new one team versus all. It's led by the big dog Kaido with level 4 super tandem or higher to maximize the damage. And the team looks a little bit like this. So, we're going to dive in. We're going to do a one team versus all just with this new Kaido team. We obviously are bringing a friend, Whitebeard. Where's a Whitebeard? Friend captain. So that way we are maximizing our ticket growth. Supports look a little bit like this. The Brûlé and the Odin are the big ones, especially Brûlé. Honestly, Odin as well. Otherwise, you don't get the cooldowns to the Whitebeard as well. So it's pretty essential to have them. Everything else is kind of just like luxury. Doing the Shoutout support is great on Kaido because he does more damage. But having just stats on the rest of the characters is going to work out absolutely hunky-dory. So we're on level 41, so we are getting the stage 30 and above buffs. We have the super class because we have King on this team, and my Kaido being level 5 super tandem is actually going to get the super tandem because we have a bunch of strikers on the team as well. So it all works really nice. We have an attack boost, we have color affinity, we have an orb boost, we have a chain boundary, we have a chain boost for some variations, and it just all works out insanely nice. On this stage against Scopper, he has defense up. We're just going to burst through the defense up. We're actually just going to attack here. And with the chain boundary that the friend captain Whitebeard can provide, you can actually work it very nicely. It works out amazingly well. Once we hit the final stage against Roger, he's actually going to give us a full board of unfavorable slots and 10 turns of attack down for this particular variation. He also gives us a lower attack if your chain boundary is below a certain percentile. So this is why using the Whitebeard special is really nice here, because Whitebeard can give us a chain boundary effect as well as remove some of the attack down. The waifus, because we're at max HP, are going to give us a monstrous color affinity buff, which works really nicely because Whitebeard is rainbow damage, which is awesome. King is going to give us an attack boost, and then with the Vista, we can actually turn that attack boost into a higher attack boost. Make sure you use that before you actually use the super class of Kaido, and make sure you use the super class of Kaido before you use his special. Otherwise, you'll end up with a bunch of Wano slots. So that is a little bit annoying. You need to make sure you have a, obviously, tandem slot on your bottom row. You're going to start the chain with, look, it just does so much damage that I can't even showcase it. But you start the chain with Kaido all the time, and then with Kaido, you hit with King, and then you hit with one of the Whitebeards, or you hit with the waifus, and you just do some crazy stuff. Waifus have final tap, so you can actually utilize their final tap as well. This team's going to do bits, man. It's going to do absolute bits. Let's move on to the next variation now. Alright, so moving on to Int now. Again, one team versus all, so we're not changing the team up, as you guys are aware. Again, friend captain Whitebeard, the whole idea here is to just get a whole bunch of... Okay, we're getting base, boosted stats for Aames as well. So shout out to Aames in the Alliance. Big ups to you, brother. Everyone on this team is boosted as well, so everyone has, double stats and stuff as well. So that's another factor. The only downside to this particular team is Vista is not a powerhouse or a striker unit. So he's not getting buffed underneath Kaido. But nevertheless, you can just start the chain with Vista, and you're all hunky-dory from there. On the Int variation, Roger gives you Special Bind on stage 2, but King can actually remove that, which is really nice because our captain is a striker. And then once again, we're just basically going to tap, and it's all fine from here. King gives us an attack boost there, so it's even more damage for stage 2 that we don't even really need. Vista gives us an attack boost on the final stage anyway, so it doesn't matter that much regardless. Against this particular variation of Roger, the Int variation, he is going to give us a full board of unfavorable slots, and he's also going to put up 6 turns of threshold. This is where the special of Whitebeard's great, because again, we get the chain boundary, we can remove the threshold. With Vista, we can remove the resilience, as well as give us a chain buff, thanks to the Whitey base support. We have the color affinity of the waifus, mainly for the Whitebeards. Then we can use the super class of Kaido before we use his special. Very important you do that before you use his special. Otherwise, you won't have a tandem slot on your King. That is something to note. You do need to be very mindful of that. Again, start the chain with Vista, so that way you just You hit too hard. I can't even showcase how much damage this team has. It's wild, dude. It's wild. Actually wild. Wild. Just wild. So that was the int variation. Let's move on to the fun variation now. Alright, so against the quick variation, this is where we need those supports to actually get cooldowns, because this is the stage where you get the special lock and the special reverse by 2 turns. That's why Brûlé is essential, because Brûlé removes 2 turns of special reverse, and then you can use the waifus to give an extra turn of special reverse, namely to your Whitebeard on the crew, and that way you can actually get his chain boundary, which actually works out quite nicely. Brûlé is also really good to get around the block orbs for the waifus. So she has like 2 uses for 2 different variations. It all works out pretty nicely there. On stage 2, we come up against Rayleigh. He gives us Despair. But again, this is where we have King. King can actually get around the Despair. He works so nicely. He can read the special one. He can read the Despair. It all works great. And then you can actually use the Friend Captain Whitebeard special here, because we don't actually need it for the final stage. It's just more damage to take out Rayleigh. Not that you really need it, because King's giving you an attack boost for your strikers and your powerhouse units. So it's just nice. It's just really, really nice. On the final stage against Roger, he gives that special reverse by 2 turns, as well as the special like seal, as well as 6 turns of paralysis and a full board of block orbs. Again, Brûlé's so good here, because Brûlé can give us cooldowns. Odin can give a cooldown on our Whitebeard. It doesn't it's not actually essential, because you can just use the Friend Captain. The Friend Captain doesn't lose the cooldowns. The downside to this team is you won't get the chain like buff that Vista provides, and you won't have an attack buff as well. So a little bit of a downside there, but nevertheless, this team should still do some pretty big numbers, to be honest, man. Like, I don't doubt that it wouldn't. You could actually use the X-Drake support on Kaido to just guarantee yourself an attack boost on this particular stage as well. Like, that's going to work absolutely fine too. So if you have Legend X-Drake, just put Legend X-Drake on Kaido, and you'll actually be able to have an attack boost for this particular stage too. And it's going to be wild, honestly. It's just going to be absolutely wild. Let's just see if we can actually get the, can we actually, like, see, like, a number? Beautiful. So what was that? Like, is that 700 million? I don't know. I'm doing quick maths here, but that might have been 700 million. And then obviously you can just use the support of X-Drake to make that even higher. So there you guys go. That's one team. Big damage. Max tickets. Huge shout out to Zmart for the inspiration, or for the actual team. I think I sort of just tweaked with the supports. He's not really using this one team versus all situation. So there you guys go. Like I said, if you enjoyed the video, it was 70 million. Thank you so much, Next End. I didn't think so. Like I said, I see the big number and I'm like, is that what I think it is? But it's definitely not. So like I said, if you did enjoy the video, make sure to go down there and belt the like button for me if you're new. Hit that big red subscribe button. But guys, wherever you are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, I thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Lates! So the team looks like this.